So the last time we talked a while back, I said the work world and social media is the same world, right? So let me first give a big shout out to you out there, and you know who you are. This is a conversation I was dead about to blow up your text messages with, and I was going to call you and talk about it. But this one came to my mind so good that I think it's best that you just listen to the show and just text me later. So shout out to you. You know who you are. Listen, the work world is not a place of intelligence, intellect, smartness, and smart people. That's not the work world. Okay? I don't give a damn if you're working for a high tech company. I don't give a damn if it's a marketing business or whatever. The work world ain't supposed to be that way. And that's why it's so much comedy skits about the work world. You know that feeling you get when you read a book while you're at work? You know that feeling you get when you pull out a notebook and you're scribbling your notebook or sketching while you're at work and people try to make you feel weird because the work ain't an intelligent place. I don't give a damn how much you love your job. There's always some dummy, somebody's power tripping, somebody's always some kind of way, somebody's always asking questions, somebody always being extra and all kind of shit. That's the work world. The work world is not meant for that. If you want spaces of intelligence, you work for yourself. You build your own business. You build your own company. You build your own way. You build your own wealth. So you can go anywhere you want to go as you please. Educate yourself as you want to. That's what you do. That's what the work world is about. I mean, that's what the true freedom is about for yourself. It's a space to make money. You got people that's been out of jail, getting back on their feet. Got a lot of people at your job that probably been that's coming out of jail. You got people who've been on drugs real bad and they're in the work world. So they don't go back in them streets. Shit, you got people who got certain places in their life that they got to that they end up in the work world. Some people got broken down that they had the like it's so much stuff with the work world. People in horrible relationships and they go to work to get away from their life and their relationship. It is a lot in the world of work. And this is why I said that you're a character, that you're playing a part when you're at work. You don't really care about people at work. You don't take things personal at work. You see, why do we have so many people saying I'm autistic, I got the ADHD, I'm on this medication and this, that, and the third. I have this certain such and such and not personality disorder, all kind of stuff. Because we need to know this. Because you may be working with somebody with the same mental conditions. You may be working with somebody who's a recovering addict with those same mental conditions. You may be working with somebody who spent majority of their life in goddamn prison. You just don't know. And you hear about people being hurt at work, people being all kind of shit with people at work because you just don't know what kind of people you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis when you're at work. Why am I talking about this? Because it all began to hit me today. It's been hitting me, but it hit me today. I was like, work is ridiculous. Every place I've been, every job I've had, even if I enjoy my job, work is ridiculous. People are followers. It's easy for people to be mad at people. It's easy for people to turn their back and snicker at people. It's for people to be up and down and be like you and then don't like you. Gossip about you. It's so much. It's so easy for all of this shit to happen in the world of work. Because it's not a place that's supposed to be taken personal. You go here to make your money. You see another job opportunity, you jump on that job opportunity and you do it. Told myself, I'm not taking on a raise or a place or a position, going hard for a position that's going to fuck around and be my headache. I need to work with what I have to get where I need to go with what I have and elevate my life to whatever else I need to do. Even if that is for me to go get another, whatever it is. It's about how smart I navigate with my money. And it's about how smart I navigate at work. It's not to be taken serious. It's not personal. You got that boss that don't know how, that manager that don't know how to talk to people because they're stupid and they're power tripping. And that's probably the only place where they can have some type of power while they're a doormat or a weakling or a fucking tyrant wherever the fuck they go. Or a whole family pervert that nobody want to fuck with. This is what you're working with on a day-to-day basis. And that's the beauty of online. Because online is only telling us what has been hidden in our faces on a day-to-day basis. You got people getting fired at their job for what they're saying. But it's like, if they're not talking about somebody directly at the job, then I don't think it's a problem. If they're not saying people's names at the job, I don't think it's a problem. Work can also hold you back. You don't want to be on social media. You don't want to see your face. You don't want to do that career. You don't want to take the step to do something creative and artistic for yourself because of what job you got. And that's sad. This is a life that many have. This world is dangerous. I don't give a damn if you're in a city, a rural town, whatever. This world is dangerous. And you have to navigate it carefully. You have people who are slow, tired, and delayed, and they ain't worth it. You have people who think that there's something special. You have people that we can't use the R word, but they reread. Nobody uses that word no more. But hey, we got people who are reread. And it's cloaked under all these fancy names. Respectfully, I say this, autism. But we got people who slow. And these are the people in the work world. People who are a tad bit off. Very traumatized people. Alcoholics, drug addicts. People always announcing some shit. People who can't cope with life. People go to work to fulfill something about feeling special because they can bag of different people at work and this and that because they ain't shit when they get home. And I mean, they ain't shit. And this is the world of work. The world of work make you feel will make people because they don't want to talk to nobody. They want to engage in all this type of shit. Got people that treat work like goddamn family. They have parties for people and shit at work. Pizza parties and no, we gonna do this for this person. Get upset because nothing happening for them. That's the work. Oh, what's up? You right on time. That's the world of work. It's a dumb world. It's supposed to be that way. That assessment test that you have to take, I don't never pass assessment tests. You know why? Daycare. It is. Put that on the stage. Because they said the assessment test, you can't sound too smart. You can't sound too smart on the assessment test. What the fucking purpose of you wanting to hire me and your job? Should not be smart, should not be intelligent, should not have wit. Why not? Why you don't want me to be smart? People like work because they are more comfortable around co-workers than family. Damn. Shit. Shots fired, goddamn. Shots fired. Okay? Excuse me. Had to get my puff on. I am just settling in. This is why. Look. She said, look. Look. You're right. Work is a major distraction. Work can hinder you from doing the things that you really want to do for yourself because you have a job or you're at work. They show up to go home just to make sure no one other man or woman in the house, that's it. Yeah. Go home just to make sure no one other man, woman in the house, that's it. That's what a relationship is. Yeah. People got work husbands and work wives and all this dumb shit. People so tough at work, gangsters and all this shit at work. People in embarrassing, humiliating relationships can't keep a relationship, constantly getting played. Yeah, they show up to make sure their spouse isn't cheating. That's right. But I got to keep that other one up that you said. Keep that one up. Listen, Shout out to you out there, because you know who you are. This show for you. I was thinking about you when I was thinking about this. Sometimes you talk to me, and it's not that I don't listen. I listen to you. I really do. And I take the time when I can to listen to you and talk to you, because I don't be having time to talk like that. Don't think because you see me on this show sometime I got time to talk. I don't. You see, I squeeze in whatever time I can. And to shout out to you out there for real, because this shit got me thinking, and I started realizing what state of mind that you are in when you are at work. What kind of people stay and what kind of people go. What kind of personalities stay and what kind of personalities go at certain jobs. They're not smart. And however this systematic, how this pyramid scheme of work is going, right? If you are at the job, you ain't running shit. Even if you at the tippity top of the company, making 30 an hour, you still not running shit. They got drama up there. They got a lot of politics. Every job has all these politics going on. That's just fucking ridiculous. Let me tell you what my job did. Okay, the job. Let me say the job that I'm at. Let me tell you what they did. Okay. First of all, the bottles got scratched. The company bottles got scratched up. The what we was making on the machine got scratched up because whatever happened with maintenance, they didn't fix the bottles correctly. And this is a very long ass machine. Now, the position I'm in, I don't per se work that department, but I'm starting to train for that department. You get what I'm saying? But I'm going to keep this quick. So basically, what happened was they had to take all the scratch bottles and take them and put it, because it was a spray bottle. So it has to be stamped and all that stuff. So you have to do is take it, put it in the empty bottle, put it, just pour it in there, stamp the bottle, close the bottle tight. You understand? Want to make sure it's super tight, and just make sure you just run it in the box. Well, there was a bunch of bottles. If we had 20 more minutes from the time we clocked out, and even before that, all we needed was 20 more minutes. There was enough people, okay, that those bottles could have got fixed and half that job would have got done. Okay? Know what happened? Person at the job who runs the quality control and all that stuff said they lost thousands of dollars because of that. So you know what their retaliation was? No more overtime for anybody. You got to clock out at X amount of time. I said to myself, wait a minute. So you cutting time out, and not only did you cut time out, you put a third shift. You see what I'm saying? You see what they did? When there was people who was making sure that shit was getting done. When there was people who was making sure, okay? You understand what I'm saying? But then you're gonna say we're gonna cut y'all overtime. And nobody even be on overtime like that. Okay? All to be spiteful. I'm gonna keep going. Now, another thing happened. What was the other thing that happened? Because of how people was dressing, okay, they gave us uniforms, but they separated the uniforms, right? And so if you with the temp agency, you got to pay. Oh, and they made them pay. Man, that was ridiculous. And then so different colors represent different positions at the job, which is not bad. They should have been did that. I don't have a problem wearing a uniform. It makes me get ready for work faster. But they did not have the proper pants for the job. They gave us scrubs like we're nurses. We don't work in a hospital. We need, if you ever been and seen like pants with a bunch of pockets and stuff, that's the kind of pants that we need. And I said they don't know women. If a woman wants to show her ass and show what she got, she gonna show it. It don't matter if you put in a uniform. She gonna know how to put on what you mean. You're not gonna stop a woman from showing her ass. And depending on how the woman body builds, some stuff we can't hide. Okay? All of these different things. Then is another thing that I peeped, y'all. Oh man, I don't even want to go that deep with it. I think one of my managers is an alcoholic. Some about the way she talk and act, I think she an alcoholic. But I keep that to myself. Look, I'm going to be the voice of reason to tell you, and I'm going to keep it this way. Work is for stupid people. Who you know it's going to be real bad when. Work is for stupid people. The system did not make it for people at work to be smart. But the smart ones, we use work for our benefit. Get what I'm saying? We use work for our benefit. We flip our money properly. We spend our money properly. We save our money properly. We make our home with that money. We keep our basic necessities together when we have a job, when we get our money. We learn how to build other spaces to get money on our own. If we decide to jump on another job, the more smart thing to do is to jump on your own kind of job and bring in your own kind of income. That's what we are supposed to do with our money. At least that's what I see. Shit, I might say something different when I'm 45, 50, but this is what I'm saying right now. And I don't think it's going to change too much. So when you go into establishment and you just not figuring out why the fuck is this person acting so goddamn stupid? Why I can't just get my question answered? Why is it so hard just to go back there and just do this when I have money in my hand? because the establishment and the system is set up for stupid people to be there. It ain't there for smart people, no matter how much you think so. It's a scam, it's a hustle, it's a lie, it's a swindle. And I'm going to keep telling you, people are slow. They slow. You wondering why you go somewhere and you see these people of a certain culture and race and they only hiring their own people. And you just like, yo, this is illegal. This is illegal. Because that person is slow. That person is stupid. And that's the type of shit that stupid people do. That's your answer. You sit here and you wonder, well, why did this, why didn't this person who has a job getting paid way more than me, why did this person, why can't they just do their job? Why do I have it more figured out than them? Some people are great employees. Some people are just great at clocking in consistently every day because they don't have nothing else. Some people are good at getting connections to get the positions that they got, but it don't make them smart to have it. I have a manager who got it out for somebody at that job. She's in deep competition. It's deep. And I stay out her way because she's been there for years. You understand? And the reason that is dangerous because see, that's the person that actually you need to get next to at work. Try to get yourself up somewhere. You have people in these very high positions that's online talking, and you go, what the fuck? But truly smart, intelligent people, they travel. They constantly educate themselves. They constantly read books. They're constantly growing. They're constantly building their mind. They're constantly doing physical things with their hands. It sounds nice to go home and crack a beer, but I'd rather read a book. These motherfuckers with locks ain't nothing spiritual about none of these motherfuckers. But here go one pseudo nigga in the crowd talking some conscious shit. And here you go. Incels, passport bros, fem cells. It goes on and on and on. It goes on and on and on. But you're being distracted. You sit here, you say, I need something better. I need to go somewhere else. I need to just be somewhere better. Da, 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 da. You go to another job, you settle in, you like it, and then it turns into work world again. It turns into work world bullshit again, even if you like the job. You ever notice that you can't just like the job? Other people make you not like the job. You can't just like the job. There's a position I was going for. I talked to the person who runs it, right? And this Dusty was going on and on and on. I said, oh, he's gatekeeping. He gatekeeping, right? So I talked to the person at the job who I know knew everything. And they was like, oh, you got to be careful with him. Because I didn't speak bad about him. I just talked. She said, you got to be careful with him. Such and such work with him. And she said what it was like and how he is. I say, yeah, I can see that. Because she got quiet. She's like, you got to be careful with him. I said, I could see that. He was trying to butter me up, talk about his children and talking about his wife who was white and all this stuff. And we giggled and all everything. And I felt him out the whole goddamn time. I said, he gatekeeping. He don't want nobody to have that position. He want to be the boss. He want to control somebody. He want to be telling everybody what to do. He even tried to say, everybody asking me for this position. Since that girl came here, I said, damn. He coming, excuse me for y'all, excuse me, I was chewing ice, y'all, excuse me for that. I said, well, damn, he coming for the girl, she ain't even do nothing. Poor girl didn't do nothing. She just came to the job, was doing the job. And she can't do the job good, but she doing it. I told her, I said, that's the spy. That one sentence, he said, I just think she did. I didn't tell him that, but I'm saying that to myself. That's a spy. And then he was like, I think she just trying to catch things before I catch it. I said, that's a spy. And you see the caste system at work. You see the racism at work. It all is distractive, people. You got people you're cool with, the next thing you know, they don't like you. You're like, what the fuck I do? Because intelligent people just move different. We understand that this is a place for me to make money. Yes, I'm going to communicate with people because we're at work. I'm going to kiki about shit because we're at work. It's work. We're going to talk about it. Work, social media, and fucking prison, jail. Yeah, all that shit. Ain't that some fucked up shit to say? I mean, at least, see, you can't leave jail or prison when you're doing time, but see, a lot of people doing time at their job, they can't leave. Can't go nowhere else. Okay? People be cranky with attitudes and nasty and fucked up. Underhanded and shady. all these things, y'all. And you find yourself wanting to punch somebody in their goddamn face, all kind of shit. I know somebody said she about to put a spell on somebody. I said, well, no, because you work with them and you went around them and know that that's gonna be a problem. Just trying to give them some one-on-one tips on doing shit like that. And plus, nobody at work is worth it. People who are traumatized. That stupid bitch that's fucking everybody at work. Bitch, are you a prostitute? Are you mentally? What is this? But it happened. But it happens. Another thing. This is why you get people online who carry on the way that they do and say the things that they say and act the way that they do. I know a lot of you say to yourself, well, how are these people living life every day? And this, that, and the third. And it's like, they are living life every day, but they're coming back online to talk shit. They're coming back online to be a problem. They're coming back online to say the things that they can't say, people. They can't say these things out loud. They can't be these people out loud. It's not a place for your intelligence. It's not a place to show off your intelligence. Some may argue and say, well, it depends on what kind of job you got. It doesn't fucking matter. Why you think we got comedy shows about the office? Why do we have comedy shows about teachers teaching at school, at a job? Why do we have all of these comedy shows about people at work? What do you mean? I'm just feeling like
do I say this? I'm trying to find the words, y'all. I'm trying to find the words to, not that I can't find them. It's like we go to work and we are the people who read the books, we study the things, we talk about certain things, and we are certain things, and we are certain ways, and da 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 da. We live our life a certain way, right? And that's how we choose to live our life, right? We also begin to have our life a way where we may even be like, well, damn, people don't read books, or people talk about social media shit. Nobody really is talking about things that matter. And we can go on and on and on and on and on, right? But what I feel is missing the most in our understanding of this is that we have to understand that the work world that we are in is not supposed to be for that. Do you understand what I mean? The work world that we are in, okay, I got it. Think about it this way. We are in the patriarchy, right? And we understand that being in this patriarchy, we understand that it's an insecure space to be in. People are getting away from something when they're going to work. People are hiding things when they're going to work, right? People are being a character when you go to work. I'll give you an example. I tell y'all, why am I telling you this? There's a reason you don't date people at your fucking job. Okay? There is a major reason you do not date people at your job. You do not date people at your job because you really don't know the people that you are choosing to date. Number one. You do not date people at your job because it's your job. You fuck around and have a problem with this person, and then you're finding yourself wondering why your shit is getting sabotaged. All because you decided to date said person from your job. I know that's some fucked up shit to think about when you think about it, right? Another reason why you shouldn't date people at your job is because how well do you really get to know somebody that you work with and that you date at your job? Like, how well do you really know that person? When you date people at your job, what are you getting into? You understand what I'm saying to you? What are you truly getting into when you are dating someone at your job? Let me go deeper. I know somebody, I knew somebody who was very argumentative with their mother. I mean, it was deep. It was very argumentative. Okay. And not only were they very argumentative with their mother, they were like just abusive. They didn't think I saw it, but I could see it. They were just very abusive. And they have constantly, and I mean constantly, disrespected women around them and did horrible things, things they have told me. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Okay. With this said person that I'm talking about, right? And so people work with this person and they like them. You know what I'm saying? And women are impressed and charmed by them and all this kind of shit. Right? And yet I knew how fucked up this person was. So much that they end up dating somebody while they was at work. And let's just say they ain't turned out too good. Okay. That shit didn't turn out too well. And they end up ghosting them like they would have done online, didn't want to talk to them. All kind of shit was happening in this person's life. And I sit back now and I think about it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just think about it. And I think, oh my gosh. That's literally what comes through my head. Like, oh my gosh. But yet this person that they work with, this is what they did. Okay. To the person. And then, I mean, it was like social media. It's like they ghosted this person. They was around the person that they were dating from work and they said nothing to them. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is that? And then you want to wonder why, well, why didn't they say nothing to me, this and that? But you didn't say nothing to them. This is the conversation they were having with me. And that's the same fucking thing that that person would do online. And so now this person heartbroken, confused. And if you work with this motherfucking person, how are you going to be feeling? I know, like a dumbass. Because you work with this person and now you have to deal and you probably gonna have to go get you another motherfucking job. But how dumb is that, y'all? That's not intelligence. That's not a do you now I watch like, but this is what comes with that. Or you have to find out that this person has serious mental fucking issues, which I think is the worst thing to have to find out about some fucking body. Why do you see people who go to work in that date and the dude plays her or she plays him or they're married or you find out that they fucking them and they fucking another person in another department? Because this is where people can exude their power, do their bullshit, and go online and talk about it. That sounds like bullshit, but I need you to understand that this bullshit will and does happen. Okay? I need you to also understand, people. I don't give a damn if people meet at work and get married and they still go to work together. It's hell back there between those two people. Believe me when I tell you. You know, the coworker, you just be like, God damn, do this motherfucker got a life? They always want to do some after party shit, take coworkers out, take a coworker to goddamn, I don't know, to the bar and shit like this. And you just be like, why the fuck this person want to take everybody out so goddamn bad? What the fuck this motherfucker want? You ever think that to yourself? Those people don't have a life, y'all. You understand? They don't have a life. Some people just do stuff because they're just complete fucking users, but sometimes it's just people, they are what they are. You get what I'm saying? And they are who they are. And so some of the shit they do, that bitch don't even be personal. But you and I know you just can't trust people like that, because it's like, where the fuck is your work boundary? You just you just go out with people after work. Yeah, that's, I don't know if I could trust you like that, especially if I didn't like, yeah. But there's nothing that's supposed to be smart and intelligent about the work world. Why would somebody who's running a company, why would they really want you to be so smart? Think about that. Why would they really want you to be smart in their company? Why would they want you to exude some type of intelligence in their company? Because it ain't supposed to be that way. It's just, I'm being for real. It ain't supposed to be that way. Work world is supposed to be distractive. Would you believe me if I told you that? Work world is supposed to be a place where it blocks what you truly want to do for yourself. That's the work world. What you truly want to be and what you truly want to do is for yourself, that's what the work world blocks. Would you want to believe that? That asshole boss, don't take it personal. You're not understanding why your job did this and took this away and did all this and they flipped this around and did. Don't take it personal. You probably got a whole retard running that company day by day by day. It's not to be taken personal, people. You at work and you sit here and you trying to wonder, like, yo, why did they give us this kind of uniform when we don't work in a nurse's office? We work in a job that's like damn near like doing construction type stuff. We need construction. Understand that the motherfucking person behind the curtain of your job is just, they're not smart. And don't you ever sit here and believe and think because these motherfuckers are navigating a certain type of way, moving a certain type of way, don't ever assume that they are smarter than you. Don't get caught up in the titles of my superior. Now, yes, we know you don't outshine the master. For 48 laws of power. Now, don't outshine the master. We get it. Don't outshine the master. But don't let that make you think that that motherfucker's smarter than you. That's the mistake I don't want you to make in this. I don't need you downgrading yourself like that. You feel me? I don't need you caught up in some shit as if it goddamn means something. Because it don't mean nothing. You got that manager micromanaging you? Understand? Bitch, when I say bitch, that's not to any gender. That's to any gender. That bitch is slow. That's why she micromanaging you. Because the bitch is slow. And she need to exude and have some type of power. Now let's get into the people at work who are so overqualified and they're just too good for the goddamn job. Well, they was just so goddamn good. Wouldn't they be smart enough to go get a job that's benefiting them for whatever it is that they want to be and do? I mean, if they so goddamn smart, right? Something is wrong. Okay? Something is wrong. There was once a lady, she was living in her car. She was smoking the fuck out of that cigarette. I'll never forget it. She was living in her car. She's like, ugh, ugh, these fucking people. You know, I'm overqualified. I have multiple degrees. I have this and that. And I'm like, ooh, this is a grown ass woman, but okay. And boy, oh boy, was she so overqualified for that goddamn job. And I'm just like, overqualified. But how? Do you ever notice now when you apply for jobs, depending on what kind of job you apply for, that you can't even put how goddamn smart you are? You can't even put the full credentials that you have when you apply for a job. You can't even you can't even come off smart. So that tells you how dumb the work world is. Do you feel better now that I told you this? Does it make you feel better to realize that it's not you, it's them? Does it make you feel better to realize that you ain't the problem? I'm serious. What I want you to do as I speak to whoever I'm speaking to right now, I need you not take shit personal when it comes to your job. I'm gonna need you to not do that. I'm gonna need you to understand how this work world works. I'm gonna need you to understand that you have a mission and you must remain focused on the mission that you have. And what is that mission? Whatever it is that you want to do for yourself, that's your mission. Your mission is to focus on you. Don't get caught up with your coworkers. Don't get caught up with work drama. Don't get caught up with who said what is supposed to do what. Don't get caught up with who gossiping at work. I'm gonna need you not get caught up with none of that. I'm gonna need your mind, body, and goddamn soul to be focused on that which is important. And you know what that which is important for you is whatever the fuck you need to get done for yourself. Do you understand everything that is coming out of my goddamn mouth? I'm dead ass serious. You need to be focused on the thing that you got to do for yourself. It is unfortunate, I know, it is very unfortunate that we live in a world where people are so engulfed with work and gossip and we just can't do nothing about it. It is so unfortunate that we live in a world where we really do have people who are really fucking Riri and autistic and all these different kind of things. I mean, I'm not trying to crash down. Let me correct myself on YouTube. I'm not trying to crash down on it. But I mean, what the fuck, people? What we have this stuff out here for? Do you watch the people on TikTok that be like, yeah, I have this such and such personality disorder, and they begin to start, you begin to hear them talk, and begin to hear them do things, and you begin to hear them talk about masking and all these different type of shits. And then I begin to say to myself, is this not what we endure? And is this not what we see in the work world? And we be kind of getting pissed off at motherfuckers and shit. Something in us is getting mad at them. And we just don't know what's pissing us off as an intellectual fucking people. This is the answer, people. That's what I'm trying to say. This is our answer. They said they be masking. Okay? That's what they be doing. And how much do we have to deal with that at work? How much times we be like, let me tell you what happened today at my job. One of the managers, my job ends at a certain time. And because we can't do overtime, that means that what? We have to clock out earlier. And because we got to clock out earlier, therefore the line needs to stop early. And if I pack out, that means that I can't really do nothing. I have to pack out. I can't get up, I can't move, I can't do nothing until I finish the last pack out. That's me. What happened? If the shift ends at 10, why are you stopping the line at 9:56? We got to clean up. We got to get the shippers out the fucking, like, you see what I'm saying? Got to break down the fucking shippers. We got to clean up. We got to make sure we got the count right, because you might have to put one more box on the pallet. You got to have time for all that. So you need to be stopping the line between 9:35 to maybe 45 the latest, depending how the line runs. Why are you stopping at 50 fucking 7? What sense does that make? I'm gonna tell you what fucking sense does it make. None. That's the answer. The answer is none. It makes none sense. It makes no fucking sense. It's not supposed to make sense because they don't make sense. See how it go? They don't make sense. And they're not going to make sense. Because I had to start realizing, is do I just is this a stupid ass manager that I got? And I may just be answering my own motherfucking question. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Now, moving forward, there is something that I have to say. So let's say you go to work and you actually meet somebody who seems decent. Right? We don't use the word seems decent. This person, they have conversation, they might have some spiritual conversation, it's that and the third. You still got to be more careful. Okay? You still got to be more careful. Number one, because you don't know this person. Number two, people still play and run game. Okay, repeat after me. People still play and run game. And you don't want yourself caught out there with the game. Not only that, somebody at work that's openly just talking like that, they ain't really gonna be about that. All right, they ain't really gonna be about it. In life, it's best to just meet people where you are. I'm being for real. Meet people where you are. Meet people as yourself that's liking to yourself in the spaces that's liking to you. So the question is, well, what if I go out and I meet somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that I happen to be at work, I work with them, and you have to be discerning of that, because I'm gonna be honest with you. The only way that's gonna work out between you and that person, if honestly, if that one of you don't work at that job no fucking more. Yeah, that's how that works. Just like when people be in relationships and they be at a job, and then the next thing you know, one motherfucking person be gone from that job. Uh-huh. While the other person's still there. I seen a beautiful young girl. I never forget her. I don't know what she was going through, but I seen a beautiful young girl. And she started dating this guy at the job. It's so funny. His name was actually Tyrone. And she started dating him. And I actually saw the social media because I was on his social media. And I saw that he lived raggedy. Okay. Like, no, he lived raggedy. She was too pretty to even be in a fucking environment like that. It was like, girl, get out. Come stay with me if you need somewhere to stay. But that ain't it. I don't know what she was going through, but she was staying with this nigga. She was on the phone with him. She's like, I know that you was raised with your dad and this, that, and the third, and da 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 da. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this poor girl, this poor young lady going through this. What, like, you shouldn't even be with nothing like this. And that's how it happens. That's how it happens when you sit here and you goddamn work a job, and you work a job with somebody, and this is the type of shit that comes with it. I'm here, excuse me, y'all, for that long pause. You still got to be more careful. You have to know how to be just a little bit more discerning. Get what I'm saying? You have to spruce up your discerning skills. Okay? You have to spruce up, you know, just the whole thing about connecting and meeting people and how you meet them and how they come into your life, where they come from. You just gotta smarten up with it. I don't want you to be in a position of regret. I'm here to tell you, people from work are gonna piss you off. Hear me out very closely. People from work are going to piss you off. You're going to meet somebody at work. You're going to listen to their bullshit life. And you're going to get to a point where you're just going to be like, please don't ever tell me nothing stupid like that again. Please don't. And please don't do that. We all been there. I had a woman I worked with years ago. And I was like, well, I was all riled up and young and hoping that she got out what the fuck she got out. And the chick said to me, never forget it, she was a Taurus. She said, well, she's slow. She said it nicely. She's like, she's a little slow. She may not, know how to do that or get out that situation and this and that. And I had to realize, yeah, this bitch is slow. And that's not harsh to say. And you need to know you're going to get treated stupid at work because so many people are stupid. Until you open your mouth or sometimes stand up or do something and just show that you're not dumb. And you, oh man, y'all. And it gets to a point at work. Sometimes it's like, I don't want to work with this person. Please don't put me on their line no more. Please, I don't want to work with them. I don't want to do it. Because it gets hard sometimes. I know. It does. I get it. It gets hard sometimes. It gets to a point where it's like, oh, why am I here? Why am I bothering to deal with this? Why do I care? And I'm here to help you just get a little bit more focused on yourself. Be a little bit more mentally stronger. You know what I mean? Yeah, I chit chat with this coworker about this, that, and the third, but I'm not gonna go get no beer. Yeah, I do this and that to you got to just be a little more mentally stronger. I'm not going to allow myself to fall into none of this shit. Whatever that shit may be. You feel me? I'm not going to allow myself to fall into it. I'm not going to be the one that's going to X, Y, and Z because I'm at work. Everybody's watching this show. I don't fuck with it, and I'm going to continue not to fuck with it. And everybody talking about this particular said show is not going to make me go home and watch it. I might have to keep this plugged in. I might can't plug this out. Back at this charging shit again, y'all. I think I gotta keep this plugged in. I can't plug it out. I gotta keep it plugged in until the new one. Sorry, that headphone users. My phone dropped. I'm on my phone. I'm not on the computer talking to y'all. I'm gaming on my computer. Don't fall into it. Be like, nah, you know, that sound cool, but I don't watch stuff like that. I like to watch. You can derail it. You can derail it. I like to watch true crime. Because I know I love to watch true crime. That's the truth. I like to watch true crime stuff. I can't really get into all that love and hip hop stuff. I don't like all that fighting stuff. You can derail it. And keep yourself focused. I know I'm about to go home and get me a beer. Oh, that's awesome. A beer sounds great, but that don't fucking mean you go and get one. See how that works? That don't mean you really go get a fucking beer because it sounds great. You're at work. Okay? You're at work. People are going to go out and do a lot of shit. But what the fuck that got to do with you? People are going to go out and literally, I mean, what? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, what does it all fucking mean? And this is what I'm saying. This is how you can very, 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 very easily get distracted just that fast. This is where work begins. This is where work gets distracting. This right here is exactly where work gets very, very distracting. Because you got to understand there are people, they don't have nothing going on in their lives outside of work, but you do. No, you don't need to talk about it. I know sometimes it feel like, do I, should I put myself? No, you don't need to talk about it. You don't need to say a goddamn thing about who you are because you are at fucking work. No, you do not need to sit here and explain a goddamn thing. It ain't important for nobody to know. It ain't that damn deep for somebody to know about your podcast. You don't know the mental conditions of that person that you work with. This is what I want you to understand and see. You don't know what, like, I'm being for real. You have absolutely no clue how deep it goes with their mind or how shallow it goes. And don't let nobody try to tell you that you need to do that. You need to look at them sideways if they try to tell you that shit. And this is what people miss at work. What is that? I'm about to tell you, what the, it's going to be real bad when what? I didn't catch that, the rest of that. Another thing that I think is a major key, okay, in this conversation is that many times and plenty of times, you go to work and you may work with family. Now, I don't think this one is very hard. I mean, family is family, you know. I don't think I really need to go into a conversation about working with family. I think it's not hard to say to family, you know what I'm saying, or talk about this, da, 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 da. I don't think that's really hard to do, right? I'm just saying. So I don't think I need to do I need to get into y'all about the whole family thing? Because I don't feel like I do. Okay, I don't think I do. But in case I do, you know, I think family is easy to work with and kind of keep people closing their goddamn mouth about things they don't need to be opening their mouth about. Feel me? See, I have people who are family that I have not seen in a very long time, so I still do not fucking trust them because I do not know them. But that's me. That's me. I don't know them, so I don't, you know. I ain't seen you in a long time, but you ain't the fam that I've been around, so I don't necessarily trust you. So, where's my scar? Where is my scar? See? But you are on a mission. And this mission that you are on, you are to remain focused. Okay, while you're on this mission. And you are to remain to be who you are and be smart about who you are while you are on this mission. You are on a mission where you are to remain to stay in your lane. Okay. Don't get too close, don't get too personal. See, I had a day where I was like chit chat with a coworker with my wine and kicking the shit. And that was fine. You know, that was actually fine to do. It's just that it's not something that will be a habit. Why? Because I was talking about work shit. And I just can't fuck with talking about work shit like that. You feel me? All right. Okay. I can't engage in conversations like that too much. You feel me? That's why. Why is that? Because it's a distraction to me. Yo, what was your comment? If you still here, if that's you, High Power Wig. I don't know if you came back. That last comment you made, you said, you know it's gonna be what? What was you saying? I mean, I just really cannot, like, I don't have it in me to be too close to coworkers. I'm gonna tell you what hit me, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but just hear me out for a moment, right? One time, a lot of times I play The Sims. I know I play The Sims, right? And I play The Sims. And one thing about The Sims is that they have this thing where they how do I say this? How do I say this? The Sims have people who are NPCs, right? And these NPCs have characteristics, right? They have these, like, they just have these randomized characteristics that they have, right? And when I tell you that the NPCs, and I'm not making this up, y'all, the NPCs be having the worst characteristics, okay? Like they'll be like narcissistic and you know, unflirty, non-committal, like all in one. you'll be like, well, goddamn, can we just get a little bit of balance in this personality? And so the thing that happens is you don't get any kind of balance in the personality. Like sometimes they're just that fucked up. There'll be a bum, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, there'll be like a bum, and there'll be like a bum that's you know what I'm saying, that's begging people, or a scammer, or they like to rob people. You just be like, oh my goodness, what is going on here with, and that's life. That's life. Okay? People literally be having these same kind of personalities in life the same fucking way. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong when I say that there are people who be in life with personalities like this. And that is exactly what you're going to get when you decide to date people who are at your job. Okay? That's the same personality you're going to get when you decide to unlock the NPC, which are the people that you meet in your life. This is why The Sims is dangerous. The Sims is a reflection of life. I'm going to go darker. Oh boy, years ago, I had played my Sims. And when I had played my Sims, there's times that I literally go inside of people's homes, right? Like it could be a whole NPC family I've never seen before, I do not know. Yeah. And this one family was an old man in this house, and it was all these different kind of different family members and this and that. And I started to get just a little bit puzzled. I was just like, something is just a little off about this family. Let me just look at the family tree. Let me see what's going on. So I did just that. Okay, I did just that. And come to find out, the family was ancestral. This was a pre-made family, by the way. That means this is a family that was made already. And I decided to, I hope I can say that word on YouTube. And I decided to, choose that family as a family that, that I will play. Well, why the fuck did I do that? And needless to say, I was just, traumatized for a little bit. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. I was traumatized a little bit. Yeah, that did it for me. I said, what the fuck is going on with this goddamn family? This is crazy. But the thing about it was, guess what? That was somebody else who played those NPC characters. You see what I'm saying? That's the NPC character. That's how it plays out with an NPC. And that's what happens. But when you go out here and you meet these NPCs, which means non-playable characters, okay? Meaning people who have a consistent, maybe somebody works at a job, maybe somebody is, you see the same person behind the register. These are all the NPC characters. And when you see all these NPC characters, right? What begins to happen with them is sometimes you interact with them, sometimes you don't. And when you begin to interact with them, that's when you get the personalities and the characteristics and stuff from these NPC characters. You see how it goes? So you got to pay attention to what you are unlocking with these NPCs. You have to pay attention to what kind of personalities are you standing in front of? Because see, that's the thing about The Sims. Unless you cheated, you could get to know somebody and find out who they are. You find out that they're mean, that they're evil, that they're a pervert. Okay? You find out that they are brokenhearted or something. You find out that, shit, they might have a mental issue, but they have those in The Sims too. All of these different things. And that's what happens. You are unlocking an NPC. You are unlocking. How do I say this, y'all? Like, y'all need to understand how deep this shit is. I think like this. You don't talk to nobody, and then that person you talk to, then you'll find out how fucking crazy they are. And then as you sit there and you fucking, you find out motherfucking how crazy they are. You may actually find out more, like more crazy shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this motherfucker ain't really ain't really all there. Like they ain't really, like, something ain't right, because you got to understand that when you are sitting here, you gotta understand that, like, it just comes down to, you gotta be more careful. You gotta be more careful, y'all. Okay, okay. You like, I don't know no other way to describe it to you. I don't know no other way to tell you that, it's just it I'm just realizing that it's just not it's not it's just something about it, y'all. Something about this work world, something about this whole thing where it's like people people just be people, and you get what I'm saying? It's just this whole thing where people, like, oh man, yo, do I feel like I'm kind of dragging this, yo. I do. I feel like I'm dragging this, yo. I feel like I feel like y'all get where I'm going. I think I said enough. You know what I mean? I just feel like y'all are like, okay, we get it already. Because people get caught up with work. People get caught up with work. People get caught up with all of the this and that and this that you're supposed to be and do at work. And none of that shit matters. You remember that story I told y'all? And I was like, there's a lot of people in this world that like they're fucking nuisance when they come home. And I was saying how there's just a lot of people in this world that they're one way online. You meet them in person and you just find out that nobody fucking likes them and shit like that, and they don't get along with nobody, or people hate them, or they're weird, or something. You just find out some crazy ass shit, right? Remember I expressed this to you all. Well, the same thing applies at work. Okay, you have people who literally at work, okay, they ain't shit when they get home. Like they're complete nothing when they get home. You got people who may be at work who probably cry themselves to sleep at night because they got so much woes going on in their world that me, you, and anybody else probably will never understand. You got people at work who probably don't get no type of love and entertainment in their life but at work, which is absolutely fucking sad. But it happens. You have people at work, and I mean this part too, that work is keeping them from being one step closer to unaliving themselves. Work is keeping them one step closer from unaliving themselves. And that's all so deep. That's what work is doing for them. And these are the people. The same thing with people online. The same fucking thing with people online. How do you navigate through this? Right? First of all, you don't feel sorry for nobody. Okay? People make their motherfucking beds, okay? And therefore they shall lay on them. That's how I feel. They make their motherfucking bed, so they shall lay on them. Okay? Ooh, not that. You are not here to feel sorry for no one. Okay? It is what the fuck it is. Your life focus should be on yourself. Period. Your life focus is not to care. I had a situation with my Sims, right? And I had noticed that it's like, yo, why she, why she don't got no needs? Where's her needs at? It's not, I can't see it. And so I began to look around for her needs. The next thing you know, it was not there. So I just went on with the game. Everybody, my characters were spending time with their family because one of them moved out, doing the thing. Everybody was doing their thing. And I sat here and I was like, they're dying of starvation. But I got the power that even if they die, I can bring them back, right? That's just how it goes. Okay. And then so I brought her back to life. And then she ate, and then she ate again. I was like, why she keep eating? And next thing you know, she dies of starvation again. And then I put it together. I said, oh, this is her fate. She was an NPC. She was an NPC that I saw sleeping on a bench in the streets. Now, I could have requested and said, hey, come be our roommate. But instead, I decided that I wanted to play her. I wanted her to come in the household and stuff like that. That's something I tend to do sometimes. If I see somebody interesting, I take them in. I cheat, make sure they good, and I dress them up, and they become a part of the storyline, right? They're NPC that I unlock. Well, here's the thing about that. It was her fate to die of starvation. And I could not control that. You understand where I'm going with this? It may not be your place to interfere or care or console somebody's life. That may just be the life that they make for themselves and that they keep for themselves. You don't know people. You don't know. You can have somebody who essayed somebody in their family and that's eating them alive every day. You can have somebody who had a horrible prison experience. You don't fucking know. A lot of people at work would tell you, I don't even talk to people outside of work. I don't talk to nobody. It'd be like, damn, as much as you talk at this job to everybody, you telling me when you leave this job, you don't fuck with and you don't talk to nobody. Bella, I'm not trying to get no copyright for some Sim sound now. I don't think I will, but I'm not taking no chances with YouTube. And this is why I say to all of you, it's not about being mean. It's not about not caring. It's not about uh how do I say it? It's not about uh it's not about just being harsh to people in this world. Because that's not what it's about. It's about being caution for having caution for just yourself. See, I do a lot of deep self-reflecting. And from my deep self-reflecting, the fact that I have the capacity to self-reflect that way makes me happy within myself. The fact that I self-reflect and I find answers through my self-reflection makes me extremely happy within myself. Because through my own self-reflection, I find my answers. Through the kind of books that I read, I find my answers. And I also begin to realize why am I like this, or why do I do that, or I need to stop doing this, and I need to stop. There's so much in myself that I'm not mean to myself. Okay. But at the same time, I do put more love into myself. Okay. way more love and still putting more love into myself. Because that place of not loving yourself is so fucking ugly. It's so ugly. And it's sad. I mean, it's really fucking sad. I also take note of something else, right? I take note of uh if you pay attention hard enough, you'll see the wounds in your life at work. Type of people that you attract, that you talk to, the people you got the problem with at work that you don't even know, but y'all got a problem with each other. The person at work that always trying to talk to you, the type of ways that people talk and personality and shit. All of these different type of things, you begin to start seeing your own wounds with the people that you fucking work with. But you have to be ready. And I mean, when I say ready, you have to be ready to even have that level of self reflection or see anything. And excuse me for pausing like I am. Excuse me. I'm thinking. Even people such as you who are intelligent people, who are brainiac people, who are knowledgeable people, who are the who are the creative people of the world. You're not exempt, even spiritual. You're not exempt for these reflections in your life. You have to still look at them because you are still sitting down in the work world amongst other people who work. You are still there in that space, and you got there and you are there for a reason, meaning energetically you got there for a reason. Sometimes the job that you have reflects what the fuck happens in your life or who you have in your life or what kind of experiences you have in your life. You ever experience having a certain job and it seemed like everything in your life was just that shit and you had to eventually leave that job to have something better? That's real. That's fucking real. People are going to be who and what they are. Okay? People are people are even just they're going to even like lash out because they've been hiding that mask for so long that they can't hide how how angry they are. They can't hide how fucked up they are, how mentally ill they are. Some people just cannot hide it anymore. Some people, I mean, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you, like they're really not at all what they are, even what they show you at work. And I'm gonna go back to it again. A lot of motherfucking people are slow. A lot of fucking people are traumatized. A lot of people are hurting. But that's not for us to care about. You know, do you even know that there are people who um have so much jealous and envy going on inside of them, they live with that every fucking day. There are people like you are in America, people, okay? You are in whole ass America. So what does that mean? That means that you're not going to get intelligence. Okay? That means that you're not going to get people who are actual, like you're lucky if you do, but you're not going to get people who are actually really smart, and you're just not going to get it. I mean, I hate to tell you people, but this is America. This is a place, and you know, it's America's not the only one, but this is a place where you see people online that have whole ass beef, hate, anger towards each other, and they don't even know each other, let alone live in the same fucking state. This is a place where people online fight each other. They fight each other. And when they fight each other, they don't even know each other. They don't even know each other. Something is mentally wrong with that, people. Something is mentally wrong with that. It doesn't make any sense for us to be grown adults and to be experiencing life like that. We should not be in the middle of being adults, especially this age and older, and we are online. People are online confused about who and how to date fucking people. Okay? We shouldn't have that. We shouldn't have a space where people like, here's the answer. Let's just go to another race of people. Let's just do that. That's our answer. While not doing no type of internal goddamn work. I did a show and I was talking about what I was talking about. And this person said, well, this and that and dating black men. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is a broad topic. We're not going there. We're not going there with it. We're focused on what we're focused on. And that's people doing the inner work. Okay? That's what we're focused on. And what you're attracting and how and this and that. I couldn't even get through that. Okay? The first thing, the first goddamn thing that they did is thought about that shit. This is the point of what I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to come on that person like that. I'm just making a bit of a point. Because this is America. That's why. Other people are talking about quantum leaping. Other people are talking about this, this is what quantum leaping is and walking meditation. People are talking about this stuff. Shifting our reality, changing our life, becoming who and what we want to be. This is the conversation that everybody is out here having. But only in America do we have this shallow, low level way of having a conversation. Nobody should feel no type of way about the fact that they want to get deep, okay? That they want to sit down and have a deep conversation or go deep about something. That's what the fuck we supposed to do. Life is supposed to have depth. Nature is depth. Everything about what life is depth. Have you ever sat down and studied nature and looked at it and studied the animals and looked at it? It's nothing but depth in nature. It's nothing but depth in all these things. So how do we get here, people? Just tell me something. How did we get here? How did we get here to a point where we're looking at things from this angle and like, just help me understand, because we're dealing with something where America, I hate having to bring this conversation back to goddamn America, okay? But America is fucked up. It's fucked up. It's fucked up on a global scale. You get what I'm saying? It's not a country that wants you to be smart. It's not a country that wants you to truly be, yeah, you got that degree, but they really don't want you to be like, they let me just put you in this position to just be an asshole to everybody because you really ain't happy. America always gives this thing of dangling and dangling the carrot at everybody. Interesting, I said the carrot. People should not feel no type of way about being smart. People should not feel no type of way in this world for just having a mind to think. No one should feel no type of way in this world because you're like, hey, I'm going to work and I need to focus on work. And if I talk to anybody at work, I only want to talk to them about work shit. I don't want to get personal. I don't want to say my relationship, my sexuality. I don't want to talk about anything that gets too personal. That's intelligent. I don't want to say anything. Oh, wow. That's intelligence. Okay. And this is the thing that I'm talking about. Hold on, y'all. We're about to snatch this kid away. Ain't nobody even paying this child no attention. She outside crying. Okay. Is the hunger gonna fix up? Good. But you got time. Get your kid, lady. The hell? Just left the kid, didn't leave no babysitter, nothing. Anyway, let's get focused there. So let me get focused there. Listen, everybody, okay? Look, that's what I always say. Look, you ain't, the system is not set for you to be that way. That's why intelligence is made a mockery of. That's why people look at you crazy when you have a notebook and you're over there scribbling or writing something. That's why when you open the book, everybody asks you if you're in school. That's why you keep going through this. That's why you can't have a life of the true peace that you truly want your life to have. And you're wondering why. And the reason why is because this is where you are at. Okay. All right. And that's because America, this is America. You're supposed to expand yourself, get that passport, or not even that. Take that course, educate yourself, learn another language. All of these things is what you're supposed to do. This is what America is showing. Jeez. This is what America is showing everybody that they should be doing. This is what is showing for people that, it's you're not going to get, you know, you get this job and you do something great and you put your mind to it, to work hard to get their numbers up. You just get a pat on the back and some nice donuts from Dunkin' Donuts or a fucking gift card. You think you're gonna get rewarded for the things you do and who you are? Like, you really think that that's really gonna happen? Like, you gonna get really rewarded for that? You think somebody gonna really care about how smart you are and what you have accomplished? You think like on a TV show you're gonna get a raise and a huge opportunity and shit like that, or that big break that you've been looking for? Is that what you really believe is happening? You got another thing coming, because that ain't happening. And that ain't never going to happen. And I'm not trying to be negative when I say never. I'm just giving you the reality. See, I remember, I noticed with me, I get a job and I am always ready. And I mean, I'm always ready to get promoted, you know, I'm always wanting to be higher than where I am. Okay. For real. Like, I'm being serious. I always want to be higher than where I am. It's like, what is wrong with me? Why am I always doing this shit? Why don't I just ever just sit my ass down? Why I always want more? Why don't I just sit down and do the job that I'm supposed to do and figure that shit out? Give myself a year before I decide to do it. I just don't have it in me to be. And I started realizing, because I have skills and I have experiences and I'm a very driven person. I jump on opportunities when I can. And there's nothing wrong with that. But here's what I've learned about that behavior that I have, okay? The thing that can happen with that significant type of behavior is that I can get used. You understand what I'm saying? I can get used. I can be played. Get what I'm saying? I can be told one thing while never receiving anything for the one thing that I've been told. You get what I'm saying? And that was what I began to realize about myself. And that's when I realized how much more careful I need to be. You can be given, and I mean this shit. You can sit here and get lied to. You can sit here and someone tell you one thing and it'll be another. You can sit here and I mean, I can go on and on and on because that's all a part of the game. That's all a part of the game that's being played. The game at work, the game at life. So you become dispensable, you become you. There's a woman that got fired at my job. She was at that motherfucker for 30 years. She already retired and she came back. But god damn it, to be somewhere that long and be fired, unemployment ain't gonna make up for all the time you put into that fucking job. That was like the universe giving a big message. And I mean a big old message to everybody. And that message is that, how do I say it to you? Like the universe was saying, yeah, you're indispensable. You're replaceable. To be somewhere 30 years and be fired and you retire from this job and the same damn job, you're indispensable. So then what are you putting so much energy and time into when you are out here working the job? Anyway, that's my time. I've said enough. Shit, I even had enough. Let my hair out. I am about to go. What's the name? I'm about to lay down. Okay. I'm about to lay down. I would let my Sims play themselves while I fall asleep. I kind of always want to do that, but I think they're going to all be dead by the time I get back, and I'm not trying to deal with that. I just want to lay down and go to sleep. Okay. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm going to go do that. Thank you all for tuning in. I think this has been a great show. Even with the little distractions that I had, I still think it's a great show. I want you all to enjoy yourself. Take it easy. Don't let work get the best of you. No, I don't give a damn. I'm telling you, this shit applies if you're a doctor, anesthesiologist, a nurse, whatever. It's a bunch of stupid people at work. Point blank, period. Okay? Point blank, period. And I'm just telling you, it is what it is. Oh, I forgot about this other bathroom. All right, y'all, I'm out of here.